Welcome, everyone. We're diving into a genuinely thrilling moment in technology today. Something pretty profound is happening, and you hear it being called the Netscape moment of our time.
That's right. It's a big claim, but there's substance there.
Definitely. So today we're unpacking how artificial intelligence, specifically generative AI and these things called agents, are not just, changing things, but really revolutionizing how we work, how we live.
And our goal, our mission here, is to give you the insights you need to become what we're calling an AI value creator.
Someone who can harness this incredible power, but do it, confidently and responsibly.
And we're drawing heavily today from a fantastic new handbook, AI Value Creators. It's by Rob Thomas and Paul Zikopoulos from IBM, with Kate Soul also contributing significantly. It's really a practical guide to understanding these huge tech shifts happening right now.
Okay, let's dig into that Netscape moment idea. I mean, Netscape 1993, dial-up. Why that comparison? What makes this moment so historic, according to the book?
Well, it's about the rarity of this kind of business shift. The chance to fundamentally rewrite the rules of an industry. It only comes along maybe once a decade, maybe even longer.
Right, not just new tech, but new rules.
Exactly. In 1993, Netscape democratizing the internet, that was the last time we saw something quite this seismic. But here's the kicker.
Uh-huh.
This AI revolution, it's hitting the kind of high-status brain work, the cognitive tasks that the Industrial Revolution completely bypassed. That's huge.
That is a big deal. So the analogy continues, right? There's this Steve Jobs quote.
Ah, yes, the bicycle for our minds quote about computers, empowering us, making us more efficient.
Yeah. So the book suggests if Jobs were here now.
You probably say generative AI and agents are the bicycle for your business. They're becoming the standard toolkit, automating stuff, sparking ideas, making it look like you worked way harder than you actually did. Effortless achievement, almost.
That paints a vivid picture. But okay, where are companies stumbling? What's the big mistake they're making trying to ride this AI bicycle?
It often comes down to this key difference, the AI plus versus plus AI mindset. It's really critical.
AI plus versus plus AI. Okay, break that down.
So plus AI is just, adding AI onto your existing ways of doing things, layering it on
Yeah,
top.
bolt on.
Exactly. But AI plus AI, that's where the real value, the transformative power lies. It's about using AI as a catalyst to reimagine and create entirely new ways of working, completely new workflows.
So you look back and think, wow, why did we ever do it that way?
Precisely. That's the AI plus moment.
Which means the competition isn't really us versus the machines.
Not at all. It's your company powered up by AI versus other companies powered up by AI.
That's a stark realization. The book's insight there is, well, it's pretty clear. You won't be competing against AI itself. You'll be competing against others who are using it effectively.
Exactly right. And the book uses this analogy, the thrivers, divers, and arrivers. In a couple of years, you'll see who thrived, who just dove and struggled, and who seemingly came out of nowhere, the arrivers. The question is, which one will you be?
It's powerful stuff. But we should probably ground this a bit too. It sounds amazing, but AI isn't, magic.
No, definitely not. The book makes a good point comparing it to electricity. For ages, people thought electricity was sorcery.
Right. Until we understood the science.
And it's the same with AI. It's not magic, it's math and science connecting data points. Incredibly powerful, yes. Can do amazing things, absolutely. But infallible, no way. It makes mistakes, sometimes big ones.
And we'll definitely circle back to that when we talk about the responsible side of AI.
So, okay, what does this mean for you listening right now, wanting to actually use this power? We need to talk about being an AI user versus an AI value creator.
What's the core difference there?
Control, fundamentally. The book really stresses keeping control over your data, not just making these opaque API calls to someone else's big model.
Because you don't know what's happening behind the curtain.
Exactly. Is that model learning from your sensitive business data? Storing it, just looking at it. For business use, that lack of transparency should make you pretty nervous, because ultimately your business is still accountable for what the AI does or says.
That definitely lands. Control your data. And this leads to another point the book makes, strongly betting big on the open source AI community. Why is that so important?
Because that's where so much innovation is happening. You look at models like Granite, Llama, DeepSeek, they're constantly pushing the envelope. Open source fosters this transparency and rapid iteration that, proprietary closed models might not offer to the same degree.
It proves that idea that one single model won't dominate everything.
Right. Your business benefits from that whole ecosystem. Your platform needs to be flexible. Use the best open models. Use proprietary ones where it makes sense. Mix and match.
Okay, so to become this AI value creator, you need the right foundation, the right platform. The book outlines some essentials. Where do we start?
Foundation first. Your information architecture, or IA. This is absolutely critical. It's how you collect, organize, protect, and importantly, govern your data.
Making sure the data is ready and trustworthy.
Precisely. Concepts like data as a product come in here treating data like a reliable API with business units owning its quality. And data fabric. Think of it like a universal adapter and access pass for all your company's data, making it findable and usable wherever it sits.
Got it. IA is the bedrock. Once the data house is in order, what's next? Where does the actual AI creation happen?
Then you need a solid development environment, a place to actually build, train, fine-tune, and run your models. But crucially, it should be integrated with your IA, your data governance. It keeps everyone aligned, using the same tools, the same processes.
Makes sense. The book also mentions human-like modalities. What's that about? Sounds a bit sci-fi.
It does, but it's becoming very real. Think about customer service bots that don't sound robotic.
Yeah.
AI voices with real human inflection, emotion, emphasis, even those little ums and ahs.
Moving beyond just text chatbots.
Way beyond, towards full agent experiences, AX they call it, where the AI can even mimic how a human agent interacts with desktop applications. This can seriously cut down customer frustration. And you can create custom brand voices really quickly now without needing like deep tech skills.
Yeah.
Huge cost savings potential there compared to live agents for certain tasks.
Okay, and the final piece seems to be the agents and assistants themselves, the tools that actually do the work.
Exactly. These are the chassis, the engines that lift the enterprise. You see things like Microsoft Copilot helping developers code faster, or IBM's Watson X assistants automating customer care Q&A, or that Klarna example is amazing. Their AI assistant handles something like 2/3 of customer chats.
Wow, like 700 full-time agents worth of work.
Yeah, it's massive productivity gains. These tools are becoming essential.
So pulling this all together, the big value proposition for AI isn't just cutting costs, is it?
Not solely, no. It's also about avoiding hiring for roles that don't create direct value, the repetitive stuff. And maybe even more importantly, it's about making your company a much better place to work. Empowering your current employees, letting them focus on interesting, high-value work, instead of, drudgery.
That's a powerful motivator for talent retention, too. Okay, let's talk about AI in action. The book uses this framework, shifting left and shifting right. Tell us about that.
Right, it's a neat way to think about your AI strategy and budget. Shifting left is basically spending money to save money. It's about internal improvements, efficiency, renovation. Think automation.
And shifting right.
That's spending money to make money. Innovation, transformation, creating new revenue streams, new business models. It helps classify, why you're investing in a particular AI project.
Let's focus on shift left first. Give us some concrete examples of spending money to save money with AI.
Okay, a simple internal one. Using AI for HR tasks like booking vacation days. Could be just a chatbot front end for the HR system.
Pretty straightforward.
Or get more sophisticated. An agentic system that pulls in school holiday calendars, company holidays, and figures out the optimal vacation schedule to maximize family time while using the fewest leave days. If something goes wrong there, it's internal, easy to fix, low risk. Good place to start.
That's a clever example. It really shows the range within shift left. What about more critical sectors? Healthcare comes to mind.
Oh, definitely. Shift left in healthcare has huge potential. Think about Braze Mobility. They use AI for collision avoidance on powered wheelchairs. Fewer accidents, fewer hospital visits, less damage. Huge boost in confidence for users.
That's genuinely life-improving tech.
Absolutely. Or using connected bath mats to detect diabetic foot ulcers early. They track heat signatures. Inflammation shows up as heat before a visible ulcer forms. Detecting it early saves enormous treatment costs, maybe $58,000 per patient per year, and crucially helps prevent amputations.
Wow, that's incredibly impactful. And this applies beyond healthcare, too. Public services.
For sure. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs is using AI to tackle claims backlogs by automating the repetitive parts, getting benefits out faster. The Swedish government is building its own specific GenAI models for public service needs. Insurance uses it to speed up claims processing. Pharma. Huge impact there.
Like speeding up clinical trials.
Exactly. Companies like Amgen, Bayer, they've cut clinical trial recruitment times dramatically using AI. Saves millions, yes, but more importantly, it gets needed drugs developed and approved faster.
I recall reading about IBM's own internal efforts here. Their HR chief, Nicola Moreau, they found huge savings, right?
Yeah, something like 4,000 hours saved just on processing employee transfers using AI. And that was part of a bigger initiative that's apparently saved billions across different functions over time. It's a great case study in starting small, focusing internally, saving money first.
And this idea of digital labor fits in here too.
Perfectly. Klarna's AI assistant doing the work of 700 agents is digital labor. Or Sport Clips using AI to cut the time needed for candidate outreach from hours down to minutes. It's about offloading that high-volume, repetitive work so your human teams can do more complex, valuable things.
Okay, so shifting left is powerful efficiency, cost savings, internal improvements. But the book gets really exciting when it talks about shifting right. This is the inventing new futures part.
That's the one. This is where you're not just optimizing the old ways, you're ideating completely new business models enabled by AI.
Like the Uber example they use.
Exactly. Uber didn't invent smartphones,
Right.
didn't invent GPS, but they combined existing tech with a radical new business model for transportation. AI opens those same kinds of doors. Think about fundamentally changing drug discovery, not just speeding up trials, but changing how research is done to save lives faster. That's a shift-right move.
And these opportunities, they cut across industries, right? Horizontal and vertical applications.
Absolutely. Improving customer service that's horizontal applies everywhere. But then you have vertical applications.
Yeah.
Deeply specialized AI for specific sectors, like AI drafting initial financial disclosure statements and accounting, or automating compliance reviews.
Or in legal.
Yeah, helping with legal discovery, sifting through mountains of evidence far faster than humans could. It changes the economics and the process in these fields. Agriculture, too, optimizing crop yields, resource usage, countless examples.
There is also this fascinating bonuses use case mentioned, synthetic data. What's that about?
Yeah, synthetic data is really interesting. It's basically generating artificial data when real data is scarce, sensitive, or it doesn't exist yet.
Why would you do that?
Well, think about training a fraud detection model. Hopefully you don't have vast amounts of real fraud data, so you generate realistic but fake data to train the model. Or in healthcare, you can use synthetic data that mimics real patient data patterns but contains no actual private information, protecting patient privacy while still enabling research and model training. Gartner even predicted that by the end of 2024, like 60% of data used for AI training would be synthetic.
60%. That's huge. Okay, so AI is amazing, transformative. But the book is clear. It has a dark side. We need to talk about the risks, the challenges.
Absolute critical. We have to go in with our eyes open. One basic thing is just knowledge cutoff dates for large language models.
Meaning they don't know recent events.
Right. If a model like GPT-4 was initially trained on data only up to, say, September 2021, asking it about something that happened in 2023 could give you an outdated or just plain wrong answer. You have to be aware of the model's limitations.
And related to that, hallucinations.
Yes, this is a big one. LLMs can just make stuff up
What?
and sound incredibly confident while doing it.
Like the examples in the book, Shakespearean rap battles.
Yeah, or, more seriously, that lawyer who cited completely fake legal cases generated by an AI in a real court filing, the judge was not impressed. Fines, sanctions.
Yeah.
It underscores the absolute need for human oversight and due diligence. You cannot just blindly trust the output.
Definitely not. Beyond accuracy, there's the environmental cost too, right? The resource consumption.
It's significant. That stat about a single ChatGPT query potentially using enough energy to power a light bulb for 20 minutes. It adds up incredibly fast. And the water usage for cooling data centers is a growing concern, especially in drought-prone areas. We're talking about data centers near Des Moines, potentially depleting local aquifers. Sustainability is a real challenge here.
Wow. And then the legal minefield, copyright.
Huge issue. Many of these massive models were trained by scraping colossal amounts of data from the internet. Were all of it legal to use for training? Probably not.
Like the Books 3 dataset mentioned.
Exactly. Contains loads of potentially copyrighted books posted illegally. This has led to major lawsuits from authors, artists, publishers. It raises fundamental questions about ethically sourced data and whether companies can even prove the lineage of the data their models were trained on.
Which leads to this idea of digital essence, right?
Yeah.
AI recreating voices, style.
Yeah, like having Frank Sinatra sing a song he never sang, like Wonderwall, or mimicking an artist's style perfectly. The technology is getting so good that telltale signs of fakeness are disappearing. It raises profound questions about authenticity, ownership, and rights.
And the threats seem to be evolving to data poisoning.
That's a nasty one. Malicious actors deliberately feeding bad or corrupted data into a model's training set.
To make it malfunction.
Exactly. It could be subtle, like teaching an AI that broccolini is a great side dish for cheesecake, weird, but maybe harmless. Or it could be dangerous, like subtly biasing a medical diagnostic AI against certain skin tones for detecting skin cancer because poison data was introduced.
That's genuinely frightening. And the deep fakes, the social engineering.
Terrifyingly effective. AI can now generate fake voices, messages, even video calls that are incredibly convincing. The book cites that case where a company lost $25 million because employees were tricked by deepfake audio and video calls impersonating their CFO.
25 million. Okay, so faced with all this, how do we act responsibly? The book talks about good actor levers like AI superpowers. What are they?
Right. These are the things we need to actively build into our AI practices. First up, fairness.
Meaning avoiding bias.
Yes. Ensuring AI doesn't create or amplify bias. Whether it's in hiring algorithms, image generation like DALL-E initially showing fewer women in certain professional roles, or even basic interpretation, like an AI trained only on Western eating habits thinking someone using chopsticks isn't actually eating. You need continuous monitoring for what they call bias drift, too, as models evolve.
Okay, fairness is one. What's next?
Robustness. This is about protecting the AI system itself from attacks.
Like the data poisoning we just talked about.
That, but also adversarial attacks at inference time. Things like clever prompt injections, designed to trick the model into revealing sensitive information or performing harmful actions, or even simple things like that John Stickova resume example.
Where someone put invisible white text on a resume to fool AI recruitment tools.
Exactly. A non-existent candidate with hidden keywords got calls from recruiters. Robustness means designing defenses against these kinds of manipulations.
Makes sense. Then there's explainability.
Crucial. Making AI decisions transparent. Why did the AI recommend this? Why was that credit card application rejected? It's not just about citing sources like some models do now, but understanding the internal reasoning as much as possible. What features did the model latch onto? What makes it think something is an owl? Usually the eye, as it turns out.
So you can understand and potentially correct it.
Right. And this ties into the emerging idea of unlearning. Getting a model to selectively forget specific data or bias associations it picked up during training. This is vital for fixing errors, complying with regulations like the right to be forgotten, and addressing copyright issues.
And the last lever, lineage.
Lineage is like knowing where your tap water comes from. It's about tracking the data's origin, how it was transformed, what models were trained on it throughout the entire AI lifecycle. It provides an audit trail, builds trust, ensures accountability.
So all these levers, fairness, robustness, explainability, lineage, they feed into the bigger picture of regulation and trust.
Absolutely. Governments everywhere are grappling with this. The EU AI Act is a big example, classifying AI systems by risk level. The key idea generally is regulating the use of AI, especially high-risk uses, rather than trying to regulate the underlying technology itself.
But ultimately, beyond regulation.
Trust is everything. It's your license to operate. Companies have to prioritize this stuff: fairness, ethics, transparency. Make it a first thought, not an afterthought tacked on at the end.
Okay, let's shift gears to skills. We hear this all the time. AI won't replace you, but someone using AI will. What does that actually mean for skills, for jobs? The book argues AI is a net new-collar job creator.
It does. And history kind of backs this up. Look at ATMs. When they first came out, everyone predicted the end of bank tellers.
But that's not what happened.
Nope. There are actually more bank tellers today than before ATMs. Why? Because ATMs made running bank branches cheaper, so banks opened more branches. And the tellers' roles shifted less cash counting, more focus on higher-value customer relationships and sales. Technology changes roles. It doesn't just eliminate them wholesale.
It's a fantastic example, the ATM paradox. And the Uber model again?
Right. Uber didn't invent the core tech. They applied it in a new way to create a new market and new types of work. The real power, the real skill, is in figuring out how to apply these tools effectively.
So how do individuals and organizations build the right skills for this AI era? The book has these levers of clever, was the first one.
Hire for curiosity. This is number one. More important than specific degrees. Often. Think Steve Jobs, Anna Wintour. Neither had conventional higher degrees in their fields, but they had relentless curiosity, a drive to understand why. That's the fuel.
Curiosity first. What else?
Embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. If your job doesn't scare you a little bit, you're probably not learning. You need to push yourself, try new things.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay.
Then inventory your skills. You can't improve what you don't measure. Companies need clear ways to define skills taxonomies and assess them reliably. IBM uses a 5-level framework, for instance. It's about show, don't tell. Can you actually do it? A level 3 technical seller shouldn't just play a video demo. They should be able to customize it live, go off script.
Makes sense. And leadership plays a role.
Huge role. Lead from the front. Leaders need to be verbs, not just nouns with titles. If you're asking your team to learn AI, you better be learning it too. Authenticity matters. People see through leaders who don't walk the talk.
Definitely. What about the learning process itself?
You have to embrace the learning and forgetting curves. Knowledge decays fast. So learning needs to be accessible, easily searchable, digestible. Think scramble learning, jump in, find what you need quickly.
So not just long courses.
No. Video transcripts, modular content, Gen AI summaries of courses so you can quickly find the relevant bit. Even using AI to create interactive practice sessions with instant feedback. Make it easy to refresh and apply knowledge just in time.
And the final lever.
Combine instruction, imitation, and collaboration. It's not enough to just watch or read. You need hands-on practice. Like the book mentions Lady Gaga insisting Bradley Cooper actually learn to sing and play guitar for A Star is Born, for authenticity.
Right. Create safe spaces to try things out.
Exactly. Sandboxes, like IBM's Tech Zone, where employees can spin up GPUs, experiment with vector databases, whatever, without bureaucracy, without fear of breaking something expensive. Frictionless practice is key.
And IBM put this into practice themselves with that Watson Corporate Skills Challenge.
They did. It's a great case study. Their CEO, Arvind Krishna, basically threw down a challenge. Come up with compelling AI ideas using their new Watsonx platform. It's voluntary, open to all 280,000 IBMers.
And the participation was massive.
Incredible. In 2024, something like 160,000 employees got involved, formed 30,000 teams, built over 12,000 prototypes. They were doing 8 million AI inferences a day on the platform through this.
Wow. So it wasn't just training, it was immediate application and productivity.
Exactly. They turned skill growth directly into a productivity engine. And the feedback was overwhelming. 88% of participants said their AI skills significantly increased. One team built a tool to summarize complex code files in seconds, helping new hires get up to speed way faster. Real, tangible value from skilling.
Okay, let's look ahead now. The future of AI. The book is adamant. One model will not rule them all. Why not? Big models like GPT-4 seem so powerful.
They are powerful, but they're also really expensive to run, especially for inference actually using the model. The book gives an example. OpenAI's O1 model costing around $60 per $1 million output tokens, while smaller, specialized models might cost less than 25 cents for the same darn. That's a huge difference.
So cost drives the need for alternatives.
Cost and also specialization. This is leading to the rise of small language models, SLMs, and they're getting surprisingly good.
What's the trick?
Data curation is salvation, as the book puts it. It's not just about throwing massive amounts of data at a model anymore. It's about high quality, carefully curated, often specialized data, especially for what they call low-resource domains. Think obscure programming languages like KPOL for mainframes, where there just isn't much public data available to train on. Quality over just quantity.
And there's also this technique, model distillation.
Right. That's where you use a large, powerful teacher model like NVIDIA's Nematron 4340B to train a smaller, more efficient student model. You're essentially transferring the knowledge, packing big performance into a much smaller, cheaper-to-run package.
Which leads naturally to model routing.
Exactly. If you have a whole library of these specialized SLMs, plus maybe a few larger LLMs, you need an intelligent router. A system that looks at the incoming task and sends it to the best model for that specific job, balancing performance and cost.
So it's like an AI traffic controller.
Kind of, yeah. IBM Research used the HLM benchmark, that's a respected AI evaluation framework, and showed that this kind of routing approach, using a mix of models, could actually outperform just using one single large model on average. Better results, potentially lower cost.
And new architectures are emerging too, like mixture of experts.
Yes, MOE models like DeepSeek R1 are showing incredible reasoning abilities even without massive training costs compared to monolithic models. They work by having different expert subnetworks within the model and routing tasks internally to the relevant experts. It's another way to get high performance more efficiently.
So smaller models, smarter routing. What's the next big leap? Agentic systems.
That seems to be the next frontier everyone's excited about. Agents that don't just respond, but can plan, reason, remember past interactions, and autonomously execute multi-step tasks.
Like that clinical trial example, not just finding candidates, but managing scheduling and reminders.
Precisely. Or an agent that can research, draft, edit, and publish a blog post based on a simple prompt. The potential to automate really complex workflows is enormous. But
There's always a but. Yeah.
computational costs can be high for these complex agentic tasks. And crucially, you need strong mechanisms for human oversight, control, and transparency. You need to know what the agent is planning to do before it does it, especially for high-stakes tasks.
Looking even further out, the book talks about generative computing. What on earth is that?
It's a really forward-looking concept. Think of it as applying the rigorous principles of software engineering to building AI applications. Using AI almost like a code interpreter, but for natural language instructions.
So bringing structure to AI development.
Exactly. Building in things we take for granted in software, like proper exception handling, buffer management, and maybe even building AI models with built-in intrinsics functions, where the model can, say, detect it's under a prompt attack, or estimate its own confidence level in an answer and report that back to the application like an error warning.
That sounds like a much more robust way to build AI systems.
It does, and it ties into this other future trend, focusing more on inference time compute.
Meaning?
Meaning the future isn't just about training ever larger models, it's also about giving the AI more thinking time, more computational resources when it's generating an answer during inference to produce better, more reasoned, more reliable results.
Yeah.
This is even starting to influence hardware design.
Like the IBM North Pole chip mentioned.
Yeah, that's an example of hardware design specifically for accelerating AI inference, with memory integrated right onto the chip for faster processing, moving away from traditional architectures. It's all about making AI faster and more efficient at the point of use.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. We've journeyed through this AI landscape, the Netscape moment, becoming an AI value creator, the crucial need for responsible AI, skilling up for the future, and even peered into what's next with SLMs, agents, and generative computing.
It's an incredibly exciting and maybe slightly daunting time. The possibilities really do feel vast, and like the book says, it really is just the beginning in many ways.
It's clear this is a powerful wave of change.
Hugely disruptive, no doubt. But history shows we adapt. Electricity, the internet. Society finds ways to integrate these powerful new tools. AI is the latest, and with it comes immense opportunity, but also real responsibility.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something for you to think about. How will you, personally or in your organization, use this powerful new AI toolkit? How will you solve problems, create value, maybe even reshape not just your digital world, but the physical world around you too? The potential is there, the tools are arriving, the future is yours to create. We salute you on your journey to becoming an AI value creator.